Why does this trigger me?
I got a different color ball to rub on his face every day for every skin concern.
These little boba balls on my face has transformed my skin in ways that you could ever imagine.
My 3 holy grail Boba Creams from Medicube that work together to give me a clear glass complexion.
Technology that Medicube uses to make them encapsulates all of the ingredients, and what the encapsulation process does is help the ingredients last longer over time.
It is so incredibly important to do your research every single time you buy something off TikTok Shop.
The beauty industry is flooded with too many products to choose from, but that doesn't stop brands from finding new ways to stand out in an ever-increasing beauty industry and attention economy. Enter Capsule Creams, also known as Boba Creams. Popularized by Medicube, this is a South Korean skincare brand that was founded in 2017. The PDRN Pink Collagen Capsule Cream, the Deep Vitamin C Capsule Cream, tranexamic acid and niacinamide Capsule Cream, and the hyaluronic acid Capsule Cream. A lot of the influencers you'll see, they're applying so many dots on their face. You really do not need that much product. Naturally, I figured these were more gimmicky products. Considering like how I was seeing influencers apply it, it just really seemed like another one of those foaming sunscreen type of products. Like, I do not want to apply that. It seems like a sensory nightmare. They are applying these capsule creams in a sensationalized way. Applying a bunch of dots all over the face just creates a more catching effect when scrolling on social media. And this works. It helps sell you the product. Nowadays, brands need to find new, innovative ways to make their product more captivating to a social media audience. It has to grab your attention in order to get you to want to try it. And also had these little infographics about how much of the gel to use and how much of the cream, capsule cream section to use for each skin type. And that made me realize, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, these influencers, they're applying way too much on their skin. And again, it's just for clicks and views and to sell the product. So yeah, don't be fooled. You really only need a small amount. Somebody with dry skin like me, use 1 part gel to 1 part capsule. So does this capsule cream technology really make for a better, more innovative moisturizer? I wanna find out, and I'm gonna break down how this capsule cream is formulated and see if this really is genius innovation or just a product uniquely packaged for a more captivating experience. I did find this video. It's a TikTok by Zandy Sutton. So let's watch it because all credit goes to Zandy Sutton for helping continuously inspire me to make this video. Okay, so let's watch.
So like I mentioned in the previous video, that this gel cream is essentially made of 2 components, the cream and the gel. I created the cream and made it slightly yellow, and I got the gel in pink. And then for the equipment that I used, it was just the scissors, the silicone spatula, and a piping bag. I cut just a small tip on the bag to squeeze our filling through, and it was time to pipe. And let me tell you how nervous I was, because I was doing this for the first time, and if it didn't work, y'all were just gonna watch the fail shame, because I was really winging the entire process, which is basically based on a guess that I had in mind. But when the cream was actually capsuling through, I got so chuffed, and you should have seen the big smile on my face at this moment. I was actually very slow and meticulous about this, but the whole thing was actually coming together. So the first layer was done. I proceeded to add a bit more gel for the second layer. I was feeling a bit more confident at this point, and I found it quite a satisfying thing to do. I really wondered if they also do this manually, or maybe they have a machine for it, but overall it was quite an amazing concept of a gel cream. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions, and cheers for now.
Oh, Zandy, I enjoyed the tutorial. Also, you asked the right question. How do they fill it? I just keep getting fed brands talking about their launch of a capsule cream coming up. So the algorithm just brought me the answer. This is how they fill it up professionally. So if you're a small business and you do want to launch a product like this, obviously there's gonna be a lot of like stability testing that'll go into this, but I recommend getting a machine like this, and I actually ended up finding the exact company who sells the machine. They actually left a comment underneath this business's video. Tens Cosmetics Machinery, they're the ones who make this machine. I mean, I'm sure there's other companies that make these machines as well, but they're the ones I found. Not only did they have like capsule cream filling machines, but they had all kinds of other filling machines for other dual phase products, like this spirally DNA thread looking product. I don't even know what kind of product it is, but it looks so gorgeous. And then this, if you have a body butter business, so if you're serious about scaling up your business, I would look into a machine like this. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, and this one, gorge. There are going to be so many dual phase products coming out. This just seems to be like the next trend. But yeah, let's go into the lab and try to make our own boba cream. I'm so excited. Welcome to the lab. The capsule cream is made up of 2 separate components. So essentially you need to formulate 2 separate products, and then we're gonna blend those together. So the first thing we wanna look at is the gelling formulation. So this is the gel that the capsules are going to be suspended in. When looking at this overall formula, this is obviously both phases blended into one. There are a number of different gelling agents I see. Here are all the gelling agents. These gelling agents are also commonly used in lotions to work as emulsion stabilizers. I have an entire video that deep dives into how to make emulsions. Emulsions are lotions, moisturizers, hair conditioners. So if you are unfamiliar with creating a lotion, I highly recommend watching this series so you can get a better understanding on how to create your own custom lotion. Otherwise, this exact formula will be over on my Patreon. That way you guys can just follow the directions step by step if you don't have experience. So I'm assuming they at least have 2 in this gel phase. And typically the more blends of gelling agents you have, you get a better sensory feel. So I'm going to use a blend of these 2 gelling agents to create the gel phase. Of course, we can't forget a preservative because this is water-based. Anytime you formulate, definitely got to add in a preservative. I'm going to use a preservative called Liquidermal Plus. Here is the inky name. It's the easiest preservative to use for beginners. And then of course we have the diluent water. All right, and that's all we need. I'm going to show you guys how we put it all together. I always make sure all my equipment is sanitized before formulating, and I added in my distilled water along with my preservative, and then I created a vortex by mixing everything together and added in my gelling agents. And then all I need to do is cover it with some plastic wrap, let it sit overnight, and all those gelling agents will swell up and turn my water into a gel. For the next phase of this product, we need to create a lotion. They're using a blend of different emulsifiers in this lotion. The first 2 that stand out to me is cetyl olivate and sorbitan olivate. Now the reason those stand out to me is because they are both in this ingredient called Olivum 1000. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this, and this is gonna be our main emulsifier for our lotion. Now I also noticed they have cetyl alcohol in it. These are not to be confused with drying alcohols. These are moisturizing alcohols. And look, I got some cetyl alcohol. And then there is one other emulsifier, or I should say co-emulsifier, I noticed in this formula, and that is glycerol stearate. Okay, and one more important ingredient we need for this lotion are the lipids. I'm going to keep things simple and only use one for this experiment, and it is one that is found in their formula pretty high up, and that is caprylic capric triglyceride. And lastly, of course, we need a preservative. I'm gonna use the same preservative, and that is Liquidermal Plus. All right, let's get to formulating the lotion now. First, I just made sure all my equipment was sanitized. And then in the water phase, I combined distilled water and the glycerin. And I mix those together, and then I'm just gonna set that to the side and combine my oil phase ingredients in the other container. So this has all the emulsifiers, everything that's gonna blend all the oil and water together, and a moisturizer to moisturize the skin. And then I just need to heat up both of my phases. And then once everything is heated, I can blend the 2 together, and then mixed together with a high shear mixer like an immersion blender. And then I just waited for the lotion to cool so I could safely add in the preservative, and I let it sit overnight. All right, here we are the next day, and I colored both of my phases blue, and here is where things get experimental. Now, at the beginning, Zandy used a piping bag. I'm gonna steal that method, pour my lotion in a piping bag, and then pipe it into a syringe. This was the only way I could like get it into the syringe in a clean way. And then I used the syringe to pipe the boba balls into the gel. I made sure to get a syringe with a really pointy tip so I can have more precision when doing this. I love this method. I think it worked great. Zandy, if you see this video, let me know if you also try this, and let me know if you like this method too. The more you do this, the more methods you'll come up with that work for you. And if you move this jar around, the boba balls should not mix in with the gel. Mine has been sitting for over a week now, and I still don't see any blending of the two phases. And I have like shaken them around and stuff like that. But the more you use the product, eventually everything will mix in together. I did see some reviews that this is what happens when using the Medicube one as well. The more you use it, the more it's just gonna blend together. It's just the way it is. But yeah, it should be thick enough that you can tip them upside down and nothing falls out. You can tip them to the side. Yeah, overall, I think they look freaking awesome. It was fun to make, and they really feel amazing on my skin. A lot better than I thought. You just gotta make sure you're using gelling agents that feel gorgeous on the skin and not tacky. Now, obviously the product I made at home is not their product, so we really can't compare the two to each other, but I think I did a really good job at recreating this. And honestly, I am pretty impressed with this product. It made me want to make more versions of it, which I did. I also formulated a brightening version for my Patreon for the month of March. The formula isn't up yet, but it will be later this month. The process of encapsulating them is honestly such a headache, but it makes for such a cool, unique looking product. And I really do see how making a product like this makes consumers want to purchase it and try it. It's the whole reason I recreated it myself. I wanted to try making it myself. So I really do think the methods of taking a product that people are already using and then finding new ways to repackage it to be a more visually appealing, looks good for socials, makes you want to stop scrolling experience. Like, this really seems to be a great way for brands to stand out. Nowadays, in the attention economy, people's attention spans are just so short now. And when you're scrolling and you see these boba balls all over somebody's face, you're just like, wait, what is this? I want to find out. And I kind of want to try it now, especially if they're all on sale on TikTok Shop. It makes it so easy to just try and buy when you're scrolling at 2 a.m. But realistically, is this some like new innovative type of product that you need to try that's going to transform your skin? No, it's just a moisturizer packaged in a unique way. And if you already have a moisturizer you love, keep using that moisturizer. You don't need to try these capsule creams. You can if you want for fun and if you have the money to spend, but it's always important to keep in mind that brands are going to constantly be pushing out new products and even use marketing gimmicks to make it seem like it's some new innovative technology. But realistically, it's still just another product that you really don't need in your skincare routine. It's really just SPF, a good moisturizer, which again, if this is the type of moisturizer you like, you know, you can switch to this if you want, because you do need a moisturizer every day. But the encapsulation of the actives, I can't really say for sure because I'm not a chemist if this whole encapsulation process really makes the actives more potent. But I will say any product that you are buying with actives in it should already be formulated in a way to keep those actives active for as long as the shelf life on that bottle. And brands will do methods like this by like putting the product in a dark bottle or making sure it's in an airless pump so oxygen just doesn't get it. But overall, any like vitamin C type of product or any product with any actives in it should be formulated in a way to where it is active long enough in order for it to last the shelf life on the bottle. But yeah, I want to know, have you tried the viral boba cream? Are you also seeing brands pumping out boba creams left and right? I've been seeing them everywhere. I've been seeing people like put straws in them and like, you know, make people want to stop scrolling by like making it look like they're drinking their product. But yeah, I did have a lot of fun making these. And if you make your own products at home, let me know if you try to recreate this. Let me know your thoughts. You guys want me to do another video like this? What else do you guys see going viral that you want me to talk about? All right, talk to you later.
Also, don't forget to go over and check out my Patreon, where I post 2 exclusive videos every single month. So there is a ton of videos you can go over and binge watch for only $5 a month. Also, if you don't have access to Patreon in your country, you can sign up as a YouTube member instead. If you sign up for the $10 tier on my Patreon, you get a shout out for your small business. I'll have all these brands linked below. Nature's Magic LLC.com. From Dusk Soapery on Etsy, LloydCandleCompany.com, HB Royal Retreat Store on Etsy, Nature'sFarmGirl.com, Let's Blend LLC, at Stardust Bath and Body, HempyGirl.com, ShopLevi's.com, Owl and Lily over on Etsy, Skin Lounge Co. over on Etsy, BlackPetalBeauty.com, EmbraceBeautyEssentials.com, LegendaryBathAndBody.com, AstariApothecary.com, Reviga Cosmetics here on YouTube, XoreBB.com, PardoNaturals.com, NaturalStateSkin.com, TheNatureInUs.ca, NearCatalier.com. Use the code on the screen for 20% off. EarthAndAmberNaturals.com, SharkCityNaturals.com, DayToRelaxProducts.shop, Crowned Glory LLC.com, LHScentedSoapsAndMore.com, JanaeRose.com, Health Nut Beauty on Etsy, VelvetTemptations.com, JourneyRoseBeauty.com, CHRBrands.com, Homestead Life Goods on Etsy, CanellaBathandBody.com, MadhouseMamaSoaps.com, XPO.com, Mystical Morning on Etsy, allthingsscent.net, snoota.square.site, 7th House and Oak on Etsy, and mycrownandglory.com. Thank you so much for you guys' support. Without you guys over on Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, so thank you so much.